Good evening, knitters. How are you? I'm Sarah, love sock wool. Today is July 29th. I believe it's a Wednesday. I've been confused about what day it is all week. But yeah, I'm pretty sure today's Wednesday. It's because we were traveling on Sunday, so my normal routine got all out of whack. So whenever that happens, I don't even know what day it is. So I hope I hope you know what day it is. You probably do because you're probably a much more put together individual than Love Sock Wool. Love Sock Wool is a mess 95% of the time. Just ask Ben, he'll tell you. He will concur. So I have some stuff to show you. Some finished objects that are not socks. Two finished objects that are not socks. But I also have lots of socks to show you too, as always. So I think let's just go ahead and get the show on the road. Finished objects. The first thing I finished was the sock head hat that I showed last time in Bull and Vine Yarn Lush Base, not Blitz Base, Lush Base. And this is for Ben, I think. I don't know if I can trust him with it. He might not be able to handle this hat. I might have to hold it in trust for him. We'll see. But yeah, it's very cute. And it turned out nice and soft. I actually blocked it. I usually don't even block sock heads, but it's very beanie. It's kind of a beanie style. It's hard to show because I've got my hair pulled up, but I didn't make it as slouchy as pattern suggests because Ben doesn't really look right in slouchy hats. That's not his thing. So yeah, it'll just be a little bit more of a tight fitting. Not tight fitting, but not non-loose fitting hat. I should probably turn off the air conditioner. I have the air conditioner going because it's quite hot up here. I'm in my room because I was not able to record downstairs for all kinds of complicated reasons. Let me just turn off the air conditioner so you can hear me better. Hopefully it won't get too hot. So I'm so glad to have this done for the fall or winter or whatever. So maybe by the fall I'll feel like he can handle having a hat and not losing it. We'll see. I also finished, actually cast on and finished within the space of the last time we spoke, the Come What May shawl by Susan B. Anderson. And I even blocked it very non-professionally. I soaked it in some Tuft woolens that I have, and then I put it in a towel and got all the sopping wetness out, and then I just smoothed it out with my hands. I didn't even use pins. I just literally used my hands to smooth it out, and I love how it blocked. It blocked perfectly that way. I kind of honestly don't like using pins. I know sometimes you have to with certain lace projects, but I'm glad that it wasn't really necessary with this. I love all the eyelets, especially like that section right there. It's so pretty. And this was such an easy shawl. It looks complicated when you look at it, but it was so easy to do. It's a very, very delightful knit. And I used Malabrigo sock in the, I believe it's called Aguas colorway, because it's a nice, pretty different shades of kind of greeny blues. So yeah, I'm so pleased I have a shawl. I mean, it's funny, like I either will have a shawl on the needles for months, or I'll cast one on and be done in a week. This took a week. I think, well, maybe 8 days. It may have been 8 days. But yeah, it's so pretty. It's very elegant, I think. So yeah, and it's funny. I ran out of yarn on the bind off. I don't know if you can tell, but right? Well, no, you're not going to be able to tell, which is good because I was worried that the yarn I chose to finish doing the bind off would be too obvious. Okay, so the whole shawl is in Malabrigo sock Aguas, but I also had a good chunk of Malabrigo sock in Solus that I used to finish the bind off. I still have to weave in my end. So this is Solus right here. But it's also kind of like a green-blue colorway, so it worked. Like, honestly, I almost can't even tell myself that I had to switch yarns for the bind off. This is the second time I've run out of yarn on the bind off, and had to, it's too hot to wear a shawl, man, that I've run out of yarn on a bind off and had to, you know, improvise with extra yarn. But anyway, it's fine, it's done, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, 2 finished objects that are not socks. I'm pleased. I do not have any oh wait, yes I do. I don't have any finished socks. Yes I do. So, okay. I am such a shameless copycat. I'm so embarrassed to admit that I am such a copycat, but I saw Molly's socks that she was knitting on her last couple of episodes, and she's been knitting with the Drops Fobble. I had to go find the same colorway. Molly, I'm so sorry. I know you're probably disgusted with me because I always copy you with your socks, but I can't help it. If I see a color I like, I must knit with it. So I did. I found it. I searched the internets and found this beautiful colorway, and it is color number 911, but I believe it is also known as Lilac Fun. So if you look it up online, you should find it as 911 or Lilac Fun, and I think this is the colorway Molly used. I could be mistaken, but from looking at it, it looks like the same one, and I just love it. I think it's so pretty. I love the combination of reds and purples and green and blue. It totally works. So I think you can get this from loveKnitting.com, but I found it because when I checked, I think they were out of stock, but when I was looking at that website yesterday, they did have it. So you could probably get it from Love Knitting. But I got it from NordicMart.com, and it was only like $3 a ball. So I got 2 balls of it. Sorry, that was a text. Sorry. So anyway, this is actually the second one. I finished the first one in record time. The yarn came in the mail. It actually came in the mail the day I recorded last, and I cast it on that evening and just had so much fun with it. I think I knit the whole cuff in an evening. It's a pretty lazy evening. I think we watched a lot of TV that evening. So anyway, it went really fast. It literally only took me about 2.5 days to knit this first sock. Now this yarn, in my opinion, is kind of thick. Look, I don't know if you can tell by looking on the screen, but this yarn is a bit thicker sock yarn than I am accustomed to using. So I went up a needle size to a 2.5 millimeter. And cast on 56 stitches, and so yeah, this sock just zoomed. Normally I knit my socks on 2.25 millimeter needles, so this felt like a treat. It was like, wow, this is going really fast. I need to find more sock yarn that's slightly thicker than average so that I can use bigger needles. So I really love this, and I hope that I can be a good girl and crank out the second one pretty quickly. We'll see. I took a break from it. I got the second one cast on like immediately after finishing the first one, but then I got sidetracked with knitting a lovely shawl, so that's fine. There are no rules. There are no knitting police. I'm not gonna punish myself for not finishing any pairs for second sock down. Again, I'm a horrible example. So my apologies, but you know, it's knitting. We're not discovering nuclear science here. We're having fun. This is fun. Hold on, let's get this situated here. Okay, hold on. My other device will keep making noises if I don't shut it down. Sorry about that. Okay, where were we? Okay, so shawl, hat, socks. I have more socks. And I guess you could call, actually, this is stash enhancement too, so we'll cover that a little later as well. If you're following me on Instagram, I posted that I got another skein of Outlander by Volan Fine Yarns. I think it came last Friday, which was really fun because it was right before we were getting ready to go out of town, and I was so excited so I could take it with me. Even though I shouldn't be casting on more socks, but that's what I do, folks. So that's what I did. I wound it up and I'm about halfway. Well, I just have the heel flat started, but you know, I've got the leg done. But I really love how saturated this particular skein of Outlander is. It's just really fun. I love how deep the navy blues and the rusty oranges are. Good job, Kristen. I love it. So, oh, and it's so squishy. This is on her Strassa base, which is an 80/20 merino nylon blend, which I have not. I've purchased Strassa from Kristen before, but this is the first time I've actually cast it on. I have a couple other skeins that I'm hoarding. So, yeah, but I couldn't hoard this. I had to play with this immediately. And I have them on, I think these are, well, they're Knitter's Pride needles, but they're, oh, what are they called? They're called like Symphony or Dreams. They're the ones that come in different colors. So this is a 2.25. It's like a amber golden yellow color. Have you seen the Knit Pro Zings? Little Miss Bobbins, I saw your post. You had gotten some, I think some DPNs, and I had not heard of these. So I immediately went and checked it out online, and apparently it's still only in like the UK and Europe right now. I don't think it's hit. I don't know if it's Knitter's Pride that is going to have a version of it, and maybe they'll call it something else. I don't know, but I found a purveyor of Knit Pro Zings that will ship to me, so I will show them when they come. The Knit Pro Zings they're different colors for each needle size, and they look just like signatures, but a fraction of the cost. So it's very interesting. It will be very interesting to see how they knit and how they feel and how good they are. So stay tuned. It'll probably be a while before it gets here because, I mean, stuff can take up to 2 weeks to a month to get here from the UK. So I don't know. We'll see. It'll be something fun to look forward to. Okay. Another Reckless sock cast on that I completely love. And again, this is stash enhancement. I got this in this ball of sock yarn in Iowa over this past weekend. So little backstory, we went to Iowa on Friday. Well, actually, Ben went to Iowa on Thursday. He drove down after work, and then he biked in Ragbrai Friday and Saturday. And Ragbrai is one of the oldest bike rides in the world, which is very interesting. So it's not a race, it's a ride, but it spans the entire, you're biking through the entire state of Iowa, and it's a week long, but basically it's like a statewide fest. So there's vendors, food vendors, and block parties, and everyone goes out and cheers, "Go Ragbrai bikers," or something like that. I don't actually know because I didn't go. I went to Iowa, but I didn't actually watch Ben bike. I went shopping with Kim. Kim is my friend, and her dad, they live in Iowa, so Ben and Kim's dad biked in Ragbrai. Kim's dad did the whole week, and Ben somehow met up with him and biked the last 2 days and had a blast. Basically, they would bike and then stop somewhere and drink beer and eat food and then bike some more. So it's like the perfect thing for Ben to do because he loves that. So anyway, the little town that we stayed in had an adorable little yarn shop called the Stitchin' Post, and that was so fun to stick our heads in there. And they had lots of Fortissima, they had Opal, Zitron, they had a new fresh off the truck whatever shipment of Zitron trekking, so I grabbed this pretty ball as well. Color number 565. I'm trying to see if it will let you see the numbers. Yeah, so I think this is a really nice autumn color, and I think it would be great for a man or a woman. So, well, I'll see. I'm not going to cast this one on right away. I just want to enjoy looking at it. But anyway, I cast this one on last night while catching up on Poldark episodes. Have you been watching it? I think it's so good. I'm really enjoying it. And I finished the first book. The first book is called Poldark or Ross Poldark, and then the second book is Demelza, which I haven't purchased yet, but I want to read that one too. There's like 12 books or something, so if you're looking for a good long book series, try Poldark. So this is the Fortissima. I'm sorry it's kind of washing out. It needs to stop doing that. I can't buy a professional camera because I keep buying sock yarn, so sorry. It's my fault. But I'm really enjoying this colorway. I love the white, the like big blocks of white before it does all its fake Fair Isle thing. So I really like this. I've knit one other pair of socks with Fortissima, and they're probably one of my most worn pairs of socks. So yeah, I need another pair because I'm gonna wear the other ones right out, even though they have not worn out. They are wearing like iron, but as much as I have been wearing them, they're going to wear out. So I need backups. So, and then these are my signatures, 2.25s, and they're working out nicely with this yarn. So I'm about halfway down the leg. I think that's it for socks I've cast on. And then we also went to on the way home in Iowa, we stopped in another little town called Decorah, and they had a really cute little yarn shop called the Knittery or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look that up. But they had lots of opal too, and I found the Cake Pops colorway, which I know a lot of people have been knitting with. So I was excited to find this one, because this is always sold out online, this particular colorway, and it's such a happy colorway. I really like it. So yay, I found more opal. And then I also went in a couple quilt shops. So this is Dash Enhancement folks. In the first town that I was in, they had a really sweet little quilt shop. I think it was called the Quilt Shop, SHOPPE. And so I found a bunch of the kind of 1930s reproduction prints. Love these with the cute little elephants. And these are all just 1/4 yard cuts. This one is so sweet. It's a shepherdess. Look, she's taking care of the sheep. How appropriate. So I think what I'm gonna do, I didn't bring my quilt squares up here that I was working on, but I was working on the Solstice Parade quilt. That was the one that I was going to give to my friend Jenna, who's going through chemotherapy, but then I changed my mind and gave her a different quilt. So the Solstice Parade is now mine. So I think I'm gonna actually, strip all these 1/4 yard fabrics into 2.5 inch strips and just make more quilt blocks with this fabric and add it to the ones I've already done. So it'll be super scrappy and really fun. Oh, that was kind of, is that a ship? No, she's like a farm lady. So cute. Low volume. I got a 1/2 yard of that just so I could have more low volume fabric. This one is so cute. So cute. Little Scotty dogs. And then the little girl with the umbrella. So cute. I'm gonna have fun playing with these. So with the Solstice Parade, which I did bring up the book, it's in this wonderful quilt book. let me find, okay, so, well, let me find the better picture. So this is what the Solstice Parade looks like. I don't know if you'll remember the quilt blocks I showed you, but that's what it looks like. It's just very strippy, scrappy, diagonal fabric that you sew together. Sorry, words are not coming out right. So anyway, I'm sorry I didn't bring up the quilt blocks. It was the one thing I forgot. But I think it'll be fun to just throw this fabric into that quilt as well. Because I have 15 of those blocks done, so I only have to do 15 more. So I'll do 15 more blocks in this fabric and just mix and match them. It'll be super scrappy and delicious. It'll look old and vintage. It'll be an heirloom if I can ever get it done. Okay, and then in Decorah on Sunday, we stopped in that little town, which was adorable. We had like the best barbecue at this restaurant, which is a couple doors down from the quilt shop that sold jelly rolls. I don't remember the name of that one. It was like red chicken, red hop quilt shop. I don't know, something like that. But they had the this is feed sack. I'm trying to move it so that it doesn't wash out. Or a feed company. And this is the fabric that has the recipes on it. So I used that fabric as backing for the low volume quilt that I finished. So this is that whole fabric collection. So it's lots of aquas and reds and navies. It's got gingham in there. It's so fun. It's very farm-ish. So I'm so excited that they actually had this in the store, because normally I would just have to order this, and I've always had my eye on this fabric collection. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. If I don't know, I could do another jelly roll race quilt maybe. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I like making quilts that are not all the same fabric from the same fabric collection, because it's almost too perfect. I mean, maybe some people like that, which is fine, but I like it when stuff almost doesn't go together because it just makes it extremely unique. That may not make any sense at all. Basically, I just like really scrappy quilts. So speaking of Jelly Roll Race quilt, this is the Jelly Roll Race quilt that I finished this past week for Juliet, and I've had it on the go, or rather I've had the quilt top done for months, and I've even had it basted with the backing and the batting for months, and I finally just finished all the quilting. Here, maybe I can stand up, you can see it a little bit better. So this fabric, this is one whole fabric collection. It's the Milk Flour Sugar fabric collection by Alea Lutz for Penny Rose Fabrics. And I had purchased 2 jelly rolls of this fabric collection because they were basically half rolls or half jelly rolls, so it only had 21 strips in them. Okay, sorry, my other device lost horsepower. So I was showing you the Jelly Roll Race quilt. So yeah, if you've never done one of these before, like if you just go to Pinterest and type in Jelly Roll Race quilt, you'll see all kinds of awesome examples. But it's, you use a jelly roll, and you're basically just sewing all of the strips together on the short end until you have an enormous strip, and then you just keep folding it on itself and sewing a seam, folding it on itself, sewing a seam, until you get this. Now I made mine, when I was done, I made mine a little bit wider by adding some extra strips along the sides, just so it would be a little bit longer, but yeah, it turned out very sweet. And I just did simple lines of quilting on each strip. Nothing too great. You can kind of see the wavy lines right there. Then the backing is flannel, and it's this old Dick and Jane fabric that I think I found on eBay a long time ago. but it's so sweet. It's perfect for Juliet, and it's sweet and soft. And I did, you know, a real scrappy binding. I didn't do such a great job. Sorry it's like washing out. I don't know how to make it stop doing that. I didn't do the best job. It is so slapstick ghetto style sewn on, but Juliet doesn't know. She doesn't care. I think I need to tinker with my sewing. It's my sewing machine. I don't think it's so much me. It's like the stitches are just all warbly on the back. I don't know if you can see that along there. I don't know. I think it's because I left the walking foot on. I probably should take the walking foot off when I try to do machine binding. I don't know. I'm amateur here. But I'm so pleased to have this off of my queue of quilting that I want to try to get done. Trying to think. Sorry, I'm trying to remember where I left off and what I have told you and haven't told you. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I hope that you're having a good time knitting your second socks. I'm sure you're doing much better than I am. But now that I got the shawl done and this hat done, I'm excited about, I got to get back to finishing my pairs of socks. So I'll try to do better. We'll see if it happens. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you are well. And I'll see you next time. Bye.